You're from St. Kitts? Good. Would you consider St. Kitts to be a nation that loves God? We're a Christian nation, right? Okay, good. Well, we call ourselves Christian. Here's the question. Would you say personally that you love God? You love Him right now. Is God someone that you could hug, you could kiss, you could touch, you could dap Him, can we show Him love in that manner? Like, what I'm asking you is, how do we show God that we love Him? By our conduct. And what type of conduct should we have that shows that we love Him? I like that answer, but what kind of conduct? Because, conduct is relative, right? You see some people going on like a duck bike. To them, that conduct is alright, but to somebody else, that conduct isn't good at all, right? So what's the conduct we should be having? What's that?
Good conduct.
What's that?
Good conduct.
But then what does the Bible say is good? Because like I just said, somebody going on like a duck bike, that person might say, that's good.
Yeah.
So now the Bible qualifies and quantifies how we love God. Somebody have that there for me? John 14 and verse 15? Who got that? Watch this. John 14 and verse 15. So now, what we're trying to show you is this. The Bible shows us how we love God. And this is the Christian pastors that have not been teaching us how to love God the right way. Alright? John 14 and 15. Watch this. Watch this.
John chapter 14 and verse 15. If you love me, keep my commandment.
Keep my
commandment.
Keep my
commandment.
So sis, what we're trying to show you is there are certain commandments that you have to be keeping in order to qualify that you could truly make that statement that you love God. You understand that? So now the Christian pastors them have not been teaching us how to truly love God, because in the Christian church they don't keep the commandments. Why? Which day they go to church? Sunday. Do you know Exodus 20 and verse 10 says the Sabbath day is the seventh day, not the first day. Sunday is the first day. So they're breaking even that commandment. They're not keeping that. Guess what? Do you know another commandment is that you're not supposed to eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster? That's Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. So, go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening. Yes, his name is Yahweh. So now, when you read the book of Exodus, it says Jehovah. Hold on. It says Jehovah. But understand this. The letter J only came into existence in the year 1623. Hold on. So now, in 1623, they added the letter J. So prior to the letter J, there was no letter J. It was wise. So now, the Bible was written in Hebrew. So now, Yahweh is what you call a modern Yiddish transliteration. When you go back to the ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, it translates to Yahweh. That's with the YHWH. Good. So now, who does the Bible say are God's witnesses? It says the Israelites. When you read Isaiah chapter 43, it says the Israelites are God's witnesses. So, do you know your nationality? Do you know who you are? So, what's your nationality? Good. Who gave St. Kitts Nevis its name? But if you're going to tell me you're a Kittitian, then you are of the world. I'm telling you. But I ask you, what's your nationality? God created 18 nations, so which one of those nations do you descend from? There's no Jehovah's Witness in the Bible, so you're destroyed, sis. You don't know who you are, you don't know your nationality, you're out here breaking the Sabbath day, right? You're out here breaking the Sabbath day, you're out here dressed immodestly, showing off your body parts to men that shouldn't be seen that. Are you married? I see a ring on your finger. Only men that's supposed to see your body parts is your husband. So Jehovah's Witness ain't teaching you a damn thing. They ain't teaching you nothing. If they was teaching you something, you wouldn't be out here dressed like that, breaking the Sabbath day. So don't mind that we're giving you a little tough love. Tough love is what our people need. Did you hear that there was a young schoolgirl that slapped off a teacher? Do you know there's a young schoolgirl that slapped off a teacher? Do you know why? No, it's our concern. You know why? Because St. Kitts ain't got no morals anymore. That's why it's our concern, sis. And the reason why you dress like that is for you to make that statement and say, oh, it ain't my concern. That's why our women can continue dressing like that. Because St. Kitts broke out like a sore now. Nothing is their concern. Because what happened is, there was a young lady, right, sis? Good afternoon. How are you doing, by the way? We are your brothers. We love you. So now I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to answer that question. So you act, hold on, we are teaching them morals. That's why we out here reprimanding them. That's why we reprimanding them, sis. But that's what we out here doing. But saints don't have no morals by and large, because look what they're out here doing. They're out here breaking the Sabbath day. They don't have no morals. They don't love God. And if you love God, you'll be keeping the commandments. You will be keeping the commandments. Give me 1 Corinthians 11. I'm going to show you. Where in the Bible says that? Where in the Bible says man can't have his plaque? You don't know the Bible. Did Samson have plaques? Did Samson have plaques? You don't know the Bible. Get out of here, man. You don't know the Bible. I didn't swear. Swearing is to make a promise. Paul said he used rude language. When the Bible says you can't have a hearing. You don't know the commandments. You don't know the commandments. Why you wearing pants then? Give me that. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. So, when the Bible says I can't have your plot, you don't know the Bible. You don't know the Bible. You don't know the Bible. You know Christianity. You know Christianity. That's why you're out here in pants, because Christianity have destroyed you. Give me that. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. Read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. You're supposed to be out here breaking God's laws. That's why you're out here looking like a man, acting like a man, dressing like a man, being like a man. Guess what? I don't know which man would want to marry you. You know why? Because you're out here rebellious, breaking God's laws. Which man would want to lay down next to you, looking and acting like a man? Come on, man.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
It says the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. That's why this woman out here destroyed. Out here with this masculine energy, acting like a damn man in the streets, when she's supposed to be home in her house, looking after her household and looking after her children. Right? It don't matter who stick up in my finger, because guess what? These prophecies don't come to pass. These prophecies must come to pass, man. So you can stay over there, bend up your face, twist up your face, all you want, man. Because guess what? The most I can put you out to death if you all don't repent. So you think you're doing me anything when you do that? You ain't doing me a damn thing. My bills ain't gonna stop getting paid because you're over here acting like a damn fool. Read that again for the young sister.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. The woman.
The what?
The woman.
The what?
The woman.
The Bible says the woman will
shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
That's what she don't want to hear. That's why she don't want to hear the Bible. She don't want to hear God's words, man. And that's why I saying gets broke out like a sore. Because we out here reading the Bible and you got young dykes out here sticking up the middle finger like you're doing this a damn thing. Saying gets broke out like a sore, man. We ain't got no morals in this place no more, man. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. And because saints don't want to get corrected, they're going to come against the Bible. But understand this, when you come against the Bible, ain't me you coming against, man. You're coming against the Mosai. So continue kicking against the pricks and see what happens. See what happens to you in a couple months when you continue going against God's words. You might find you end up in an accident on the highway somewhere. That was the Mosai killing you. You might find yourself up in the hospital somewhere. That's the Mosai bringing plagues on you. You might find that your child, they're suffering from some sickness. That's the Mosai punishing them to his third and fourth generation. You understand that? So saints, this is what you got to understand, man. You got to wake up out of this slumber that you're in. You're walking around the place not knowing that you're in captivity. You're still enslaved to these other nations, man. Who own these stores? Is it your people? Your people don't own these stores, man. You're a slave in your own country, working for your oppressor. You feel like you're free because you could go on the beach and drink a Guinness. Foolishness, man. Somebody give me that in Deuteronomy 28, man. You feel like you're free because you could go on the strip and drink a Guinness. You ain't free, man. Read Deuteronomy 28 and then give me that in verse 48. Watch this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
Until he have destroyed thee. Black man, black woman. The Bible says you are the Israelites that the Bible speak of. The reason why you don't know who you are is because you're destroyed. You don't know your identity. Give me that in Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. Read on. It says, until he have destroyed thee. Read on.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
He said he's going to bring a nation against you, Israelite men and women, from far. Look around you. They're still here today. Look around you. They're still ruling over you today. Look around you. They're still oppressing you and subjugating you today. Look around you. Look to see who owns the stores. Look around you. Look to see who your enemy is. Look around. Now you go home. And I hope that the Most High bring judgment on you swiftly and fastly for breaking his laws. Because you're lawless and you don't want to keep no commandments. So the Most High going to bring judgment on that sister, man. You know why? Because she's rebellious. She don't want to keep no commandments. Read on. So watch this. Read on. Read this on. Continue.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
Question. Which nation represents their flag with the eagle, man?
America.
Babylon the Great, aka America.
That's right.
That's what you got to understand. Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
When they came against us, we didn't understand that tongue, man. We were already in captivity to some degree. But now when they came, wow, we didn't understand nothing they were saying. So guess what? Today we're still in further captivity today. Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old.
Now look at this photo right here. It says, a nation of fierce countenance who will not regard the old nor the young. Where's that photo? It was over here. Turn this around, man, so we could see that. Turn this around. Watch this. Bring it back. I need to put that good. So read that from the top.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation of fierce countenance, man. My question to Mr. Taximan over there in the purple shirt. You keeping God's commandments? Yes or no? If the answer is no, then guess what? When your house shall come back, you're going to get put to death, man. Straight up and down. Straight, no chaser. But continue going to the Christian church and think they're going to give you the understanding in there. They're not. Because they're breaking all God's laws. Which day Christians go to church on? Sunday. That ain't in the Bible. The Bible said the Sabbath day is the seventh day. That's today, man. So what are you doing going to church on a Sunday when the Sabbath day ain't even on a Sunday? Because you're breaking God's laws. That's why. You've never been taught God's laws. My brother in the blue shirt. Quick question before you go down the road. I got a quick question to ask you. We ain't going to bite you. We're your brothers. Watch this. Now, would you say, right? Quick question. Would you say that you love... We're your brothers. Now, would you say that you love God? You do? How does God say we got to show him that we love him? You know what you ain't know? Because in the Christian churches they ain't been teaching us what we're supposed to be knowing. The Bible says, let's read this. John 14 and verse 15. Who got that? John 14 and verse 15. Bring that out. Saint kids, you got to understand this early, man. In order to love God, you got to be doing something. Let's see what the Bible says you got to be doing to show God that you love him. John chapter 14 and verse 15. Read.
John chapter 14 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
If you love me, keep my commandment.
The Bible says if you love God, you're going to be keeping his commandments. You understand that, sis? You got to keep God's commandments. One of the commandments is that you're not supposed to be breaking the Sabbath day. Today is the Sabbath day. You speak English? Habla English? You don't? You speak Spanish? Guarda los mandamientos de Dios. Okay, no comas gambas, no comas langosta, no comas carne de cerdo. Keep the Most High's commandments. Read it again.
If you love me,
if you love me. Now the conditional word is if. The conditional word is if. God said, if you love him, you're going to do what?
Keep my commandment.
You're going to do what?
Keep my commandment.
The problem is we want a better nation, but you want to exclude God's laws. Well, I got news for you. You can't have no better nation without God's laws, man. You cannot have a productive nation without keeping the Most High's commandments. Now you got young girls in school slapping off school teachers because now we ain't got no morals in this place. Saints have now been reduced to now young children slapping off teachers. Back in my day, that couldn't fly. But now you're going to say, oh, that was back in the day, right? Some of y'all need to get disciplined like back in the day.